Yo, what's good everyone? Welcome back to a brand new video. Today we are going to be doing a hand trap tier list video. And everyone knows that this format is definitely a hand trap heavy format. So we're going to be going over different hand traps to see if they're worth playing right now, or you know what, just please don't bother with these cards. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. Yerp. Alright guys, so this is our tier list right over here. So we have 5 different categories, you know, that's the good old stuff, you know. Must play, these are basically hand traps you wanna like make room in your main deck for. So like we have like about 9 to 12 like spots in our main deck to do whatever we want with, and we wanna mainly try to fit those hand traps as much as we can possible. So definitely worth the main deck slots over here. We have great options. Great options is kind of like in cards that if you have like the leftover 3 spots in your main deck, or if you really just don't have the space in your main deck to play these cards, but these are really great options to play. This is like the borderline of main deck slash side deck. Side is big, you know. Basically cards you really don't see like going into your main deck whatsoever. But when it comes to games 2 and 3, these cards are absolutely powerful. They show why they are there in the side deck. Not your time. Basically these are cards that just, you know, these cards have been played in past formats, but in this format specifically, we do not, we don't have time for them. Please don't. Just please don't play these cards. They cards you see here, just don't play them whatsoever. Alright, so without further ado, before I get started and like going in order, I want to put these side frame cards over here. So this is Delta over here. Delta is the card that negates spells, and this is the one that negates trap cards. These are not terrible cards, but due to the fact that Gamma was limited to 1, people still wanted to see that if there was like a way that was worth playing the 1 Gamma and the 1 Driver, because if you're only playing the 1 and the 1, you have just as much of a chance to see the Driver as you do the Gamma. So playing other cards such as the Delta that negates spells and the Epsilon that negates trap cards made people kind of think like maybe it's worth playing these cards. But like once you use one of these cards and like your Driver gets banished, these are going to be very terrible top decks, especially if you have monsters on board as well. So I just want to say that these cards are like not their time, and it can also be argued for please don't, but I'm going to give them the respect that they kind of represent, you know, and just put them in not your time right now. So Ash Blossom, that's definitely must play right now. Like a lot of decks just require more than 1 hand trap to just basically try to end their turn or like make their board as mediocre as possible. So Ash Blossom is really good going into like almost any matchup, like literally almost any deck kind of like searches. So when it comes to Ash Blossom, is able to hit at least 1 card from like every deck that's in the meta right now. Ghost Spell. I really want to say that this is not her time right now. I want to say this because the only thing that I can think about Ghost Spell hitting is IKEA Labyrinth, and not even IKEA Lab is the like most represented deck out there. So I don't see Ghost Spell really like seeing any moment of shine in there. Remember, if I'm wrong, guys, please let me know in the comments down below. But this is what I think. This is my tier list video, so let's just keep going with it. Bestials. Side is bit real quick, you know. I don't see these cards being in the main deck whatsoever, unless if you're playing like some sort of bestial engine, like Dragon Link, Bestial Horus, Bestial Runics. If you're not really playing those decks, you don't really have a reason to main deck these cards, so I would keep them in the side as of right now. But they're incredible cards for sure, so don't get me wrong about that one. Contact C. Just don't. Contact C is basically a card that you're just giving your opponent a free monster to go into SP Little Knight. Yeah, SP Little Knight. If SP Little Knight was not in this format or just didn't exist whatsoever, I would maybe understand a little bit. But SP Little Knight just requires like literally 2 effect monsters, and you're just like doomed yourself for sure. So just please don't play this card whatsoever. DD Crow. So I would say that this is a side is bit right now too, but when it comes to comparing the Bestials and the DD Crow, the DD Crow can literally hit any card whatsoever and banish it. The Bestios gives you a body on board, but you can only hit like lighter dark monsters. So I was more of a fan of the DD Crow. I'm not playing it anywhere right now, but I'm kind of a more team DD Crow type of guys. But please let me know what you guys like in the comments down below just a little bit more. Spooky Dogwood. I mean, when it comes to this card, you can either like side this if you're really worried about losing in time. But if you're worried about losing in time right now, I just don't think that you should be playing the deck that you are, Dinomorpheus. Dinomorpheus. This is kind of like in the borderline of not your time, and please don't. But I'm just gonna give it the respect because I played this card before and just saying this is not his time right now. Drone Lockbird, absolutely great option right over here. Basically, there are just a lot of combo decks right now that just lose to this one single card, such as Vanadium, for example. So this card, absolutely amazing. D-Shifter, must play. Not every deck plays it, but not every deck can play it, should I say. But if your deck can play it, just play it for sure. Effect Veiler, I want to put this maybe great option. You know what? No, I'll put it into the must play. This is kind of like goes in the same hand as Imperm, where like you are able to activate this as many times as many copies as you have. If you have 3 copies, which it just seems really terrible, but you know what, if you have them, you have them. You just go off during your opponent's main phase, and yeah, I would say you're in a good spot. The Gamma, I'm just gonna put this in the same boat as the Not Your Time, unless this card comes back to 3. And as much as I do love this card, I just don't think that it's worth playing the 1 Driver and the 1 Gamma as well. So yeah, I mean, if you think differently, just let me know in the comments down below, because like this just doesn't seem worth it to play at all. So yeah, no material. Just don't. I beg of you, just don't. This literally just stops like the first summon, and more than half of the time your opponent has extenders to just help them just say, hey, I just don't really need that card to go into anything. My next card will do it. So yeah, Imperm, must play. This card is okay. I'm gonna say that this card is like maybe like second best in the format next to the Ash Blossom, because first of all, this card obviously it stops your opponent's plays. It does not play into tactics. It does not play into thrust. It doesn't get called by the grave either. So this is why, 4 reasons why this card is just probably like the second best card, second best hand trap in the meta right now. Lancia, I'ma say side this bit, just because yeah, not everyone needs this card, but like this is kind of like a counter to like maybe like this is a counter towards D-Shifter. This is like really situational for a couple decks out there. I would say like maybe Tier would probably want to play this card to avoid having D-Shifter be in play. Yeah, I would just say that for sure, because some people just play D-Shifter during their draw phase to go off, like such as Flunder players or Vanquished Souls. Ghost Mourner, we are in a combo heavy format, so effect negation is pretty good. So I'm just gonna say in great option right now, especially the fact that if it's like going to like a game 3, getting close to time, you would just basically burn your opponent if you can get rid of that monster whatsoever, or if they have to get rid of it to keep going into their combo as well. So I would say that this is a really good option over here. Nibiru, great option. I'm just putting this in great option instead of the must play, because you need more than just a Nibiru to make sure like this card like ends your opponent's turn, like gets rid of their entire board or anything like that. I play this because IKEA Lab, you just pair this up with a furniture card, activate Chainlink 1 Nibiru, and then Chainlink to either the Stovey Torby or the Chandelier. It's just a free board wipe, no token is given to them whatsoever as well. Or if like you activate like a Ash, Imperm, Veiler as well, and then they still play into the Nibiru, it seems a lot more rewarding than just playing the Nibiru itself, because more than half of the times your opponent might have like the Omni Negate during like their 4th summon as well, so this card just becomes completely useless in the hand. But I still want to say that this card is still a great option to play in this meta as well. Ghost Ogre, not your time, and I can see why people were trying to hope on this card on being pretty good, especially against Centurion cards. Especially the fact that they can activate as continuous spells and trap cards, I believe. Ghost Reaper. I really want to put this like in the bottom end of the not your time and between please don't, because like this card is no, it's not good. I mean, like if you have the extra deck space to just play like a whole bunch of cards and just try to counterplay your opponent, sure, go ahead. But like this format is too diverse, right? Like we have 5 basically top decks, which is in Vanadium, Rescue Ace, Pearly, Unchained, Infernoble. It was Infernoble, yeah. Basically, those are the top 5 decks right now. But like, there are still other decks that people are gonna be playing as well, because like this, as I said, this format is so diverse. So you can't really scope out all the decks that are being in the play in the format, and having 15 slots just for Ghost Reaper targets as well, because no matter what deck you're playing, you want to have spots in your extra deck for your own plays as well. So I just don't think that this card is worth playing at this time. So it's like, yeah, it's like so close to being here, but I'll give it some respect and just put it here. And the last card of the tier list, Fantastical Dragon Phantasme. I want to say side this B right now, because like when it comes to if this, first of all, this card fixes your hand depending on how many link monsters your opponent has, +1. So if your opponent has 1 link monster right there, just draw 2 cards and then put 1 back, I believe. This card is a negate against targeting, so this card helps you out against SP Little Knight. If you're going up against Unchained, like the Link 2 dog can't really target you, because I think it negates the destroy. So yeah, I mean, the card's really good. I don't think that there's a lot of link decks to be going around. You're just kind of hoping that your opponent just basically all they go into is the SP Little Knight to make this card just a little bit like more versatile, I would just say. So this is why this card is like in the bottom end of the side is big, because like this is kind of like in the between of side is big and this is not your time. This was a quick simple video, not a lot of hand traps. The next one is going to be staples. That's going to be a lot longer, and I'm hoping to get more people alongside to help judge these staple cards as well. So without further ado, guys, hope you guys enjoyed this quick simple video, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.